top with a win, but are still yet to concede a goal this season. The commentator at the Valley was Ian Gwyn Hughes.
Just 5 months ago, when Portsmouth last visited the Valley, they needed the points to stay in the Premiership. They dominated the game, lost, but eventually survived. How life has changed for Harry Redknapp and Portsmouth. Now they're looking up rather than down. Just 4 games into the new season, and Ian Dowie, the Charlton coach, has to contend with a crippling injury list. 7 are on the treatment table, and Herman Hreiderson is suspended. As well as positional changes, Dowie gives Uruguayan international Omar Puso his debut. Puso scored a spectacular goal against England at Old Trafford in March. No such problems though for Pompey, and not surprisingly, Harry Redknapp has named an unchanged team following last week's 1-0 home win over Wigan. A bright, quite a warm afternoon as referee Phil Dowd gets the action underway. Turn the clock back 12 months, and Charlton Athletic were in a similar position to Portsmouth, then under Alan Kirbishley. The question is, can Portsmouth sustain their challenge near the top longer than Charlton? Portsmouth come into the game unbeaten, yet to concede a goal. Charlton only 1 win to show for their efforts, but having said that, in the 4 games that they have played the likes of Chelsea and Manchester United. Early pressure here on the Portsmouth goal. The header towards, oh, it's off the crossbar. The shot against the post. We could have had a goal within the first 45 seconds. The leap by Marcus Bent, and David James was struggling. Marcus Bent very close to opening his account for Charlton this season. Ambrose has pushed forward, it's towards Ambrose, holds it up well for Floyd Hasselbank. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank tries to take on Johnson, and it's just parried away by David James, couldn't prevent the corner. Pushing up is El Koukouri. It's towards El Koukouri, gets the header, just flashes past that post. Got the better of Linvoy Primus there. That was so close. Tacks the ball in between 2 Portsmouth defenders. Well, that was only inches away from the opening goal for Charlton. It really is end-to-end. Gary O'Neill hearing forward. Benjani feeds him. Waiting in the middle. Benjani, no support though, although Matthew Taylor was hovering behind. And he takes the ball away from Kishishev. Not the best defending from the Charlton player. Stefanovic. Portsmouth once again looking to exploit the space down the right-hand side. Johnson has time to cross. Benjani's header! It's a powerful header, but it lacked the accuracy to really trouble Scott Carson. Plenty of power in the header, but it was a very tight angle for him. O'Neill's effort. Benjani, Kanu! Just wide. Scott Carson was beaten. It was very tight and congested inside that penalty area. Held up by Benjani, and the effort curling away from Scott Carson. Carson was stretching. Romadal under pressure, no time on the ball. Excellent play from Mendes. Lovely skill as well. Picks out O'Neill. Johnson. Attacking Young. Still has the ball towards Kanu. What a chance! What an opportunity. He looked certain to score. All the hard work had been done by Mendes, then by Johnson, and it's wide. And another opportunity is missed. And Harry Redknapp, no wonder, just cannot believe it. Taylor will want the ball from Stefanovic. That's a good ball from Stefanovic, though. He's done well to find Davis. Davis still going. Sean Davis goes himself. Gary O'Neill to his right was screaming for the ball. He was completely unmarked, and Sean Davis went for goal. It's been a slow start to this second half. Rather scrappy at times as well. First half flew by. Kishishev. Maybe that suits Charlton, disrupting Portsmouth's style of play. Romadal links up well with Ambrose. Look at the space for Young. Luke Young looks across at Darren Ambrose and just asks the question why. But there was half a gap there for Darren Ambrose. It opened up nicely for Charlton. Just the touch from Romadal, Ambrose, and Luke Young streaming for the ball. Ambrose went for glory. Good passage of play this for Charlton. Maybe the best of the game so far in terms of possession, but then they spoil it. But they work hard to regain the ball. Harry Redknapp furious with his players. Here's Bent. Just peeled away from Lynwood Primus, but unable to find any power in the header towards goal. And it was a comfortable save for David James. Harry Redknapp will be hoping that the introduction of Lualua will provide a bit of flair in front of the Charlton goal, which was there in the first half but has been sadly lacking in the second. Here's Lualua. Hammers the ball towards goal. It's an easy save though for Scott Carson. Primus against Bent. Darren Bent keeps the ball in play, supported by Ambrose. He's away from Gary O'Neill. O'Neill just does enough. Again, fortune is up there. It's away by Kanu. Here's Romadal, strikes it! Oh! Side netting. 3/4 of the ground thought that was in the back of the net. Likewise, Ian Dowie. Off Kanu's head. This would have been spectacular. What a volley. Travelling at pace. David James had no chance. That's what Ian Dowie thought of it. Can't believe it. Spectacular effort from Dennis Romadal. O'Neill beaten to the ball by Holland. Holland stays down. Here's Lualua. Takes a deflection and it's gone in! Lualua, the substitute, the trademark celebration, breaks the deadlock with 16 minutes to go. Well, Charlton have enjoyed the majority of possession in the second half. They haven't threatened. But Lualua, on as a substitute for Benjani, seemed little danger. There might have been a slight deflection, and that was enough to take it away from Scott Carson. And Portsmouth could be going back to the top of the Premiership. The deflection might have come off fortune, and despite the fact that Carson got a hand to the ball, couldn't keep it out. Portsmouth lead 1-0. Goal scorer Lualua. And well, I bet they can hardly believe what they're seeing, really, that their side will be top dogs this evening if it stays like this. Bent plays it towards Hasselbank. Good defending by Primus. Darren Bent took advantage of that slip from the Portsmouth captain. Onto it quickly, and that was an excellent cross, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank denied. Well, Ian Dowie has plenty of problems in terms of injuries and suspension, and a lack of points as well in the early stages of the Premiership will be causing him some concern. Here's Lualua, he's onside. He'll hold on to the ball, he's waiting for support. Lualua still going, can he pull it back? He can! Gary O'Neill supporting from midfield, and surely there's no more time for Charlton. We've had 3 minutes plus of added time. Romadal, Phil Dowd blows his whistle. That is it, a huge roar from the Portsmouth end. And this evening, for a short time at least, Portsmouth sit proudly on top of the Premiership, and it's not often that you can say that. It's finished here, Charlton Athletic 0, Portsmouth 1.
It's been a great start, hasn't it? 13 points, you know, in 5 games. What a fantastic start for us. So we're just enjoying it. We mustn't get carried away. We know where we are and who we are, and we keep giving our best. And the lads have been fantastic. 5 clean sheets. I mean, magnificent.
Well, the injuries have hit us hard, but you know, if you're looking at you know, and suspensions with Herman, you know, so you know, they're key players to us, you know. But you know, can't use that as excuses. We had enough out there to have got something out of the game today. I think generally our movement and a drive to try and get things done wasn't enough, and you've got to do that. You've got to want to make things happen. We didn't have enough of that today.
there's a lot of guys who've been there, seen it, done it. So we're not going to get carried away. Even though the fans, they're going to sing and whatever they sing. But I've been there, seen it, done it. You just got to talk about it after 30 games, and if you're in the same position, then who knows.
Well, it certainly doesn't seem to be affecting his performance. Another terrific performance from Sol Campbell. And Pompey continue to play up?
They've been brilliant, they really have. One of the reasons is the array of forwards they now have. Benjani, Kanu, Lualua, got Andy Cole there now. Of course, Lualua, who came on as sub and scored the goal for them. I'm sure that Ian Dowie will be horrified by the defending from Jonathan Fortune. You see it here, we circle him. He just doesn't get tight to him at all. It's 3 metres and you think, well, go on, get tight then. Well, no, he still doesn't, and I'm screaming, go on, and he doesn't, and he lets him have the shot. This is how you should defend. The ball actually comes out to Hasselbank here, and Stefanovic, who is already 2 or 3 metres off him, doesn't stop. He goes to close him down and actually wins the ball. And for me, that was the difference in the game today, and the defending was brilliant, which we'll look at in a second.
Yeah, you can hardly be critical of Portsmouth's defending. As Harry said, 5 clean sheets, a remarkable start to the season, and you can see why.
Well, they're having the time of their life. You can see why, because of the addition of Sol Campbell. A free transfer from Arsenal. He was magnificent again today, and he's got such a good understanding with Primus there. Here, he's been doing this for years, has Sol. Big long ball down the middle against Bent, heads it away, and again when they get in behind him they win the flick. He gets close and tight and blocks the cross. We have a look at his partner here, Primus, and as I said, they've got such a great understanding, and this is real defending. He's not letting Hasselbank in there at all, and again just when you think Luke Young's getting away from him and gone past him, no, and that's the attitude that has actually got them. Oh, they haven't conceded any goals. They've been fantastic, they really have.
As for Charlton, 4 defeats in 5 games, not a perfect start for Ian by
No, they're having a tough
means.
time, all granted. I think he was certainly down to the bare bones today with injuries. He's having to play Hasselbank, I think, just in behind the 2 Bents up front, and they're struggling. They're having a tough time at this moment in time.
Long way to go. So, Portsmouth led the Barclays Premiership table at 3 o'clock, but if